Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
All right, welcome back. Field of 68 After Dark. I'm Jeff Goodman here with the Hall of Famer Jim Boeheim, former Marquette star guard Jerel McNeal, and the Memphis Tigers. They have won 3 straight against ranked teams for the first time since 2007-2008, the NCAA tournament. During that special run that ended a little sadly for those Memphians. They beat at Texas A&M. They won. They beat an undefeated Clemson team that Jim was talking about before with his guy Joe Girard. And tonight they smacked Virginia. And they put up 77 against a Virginia team that does not give up 77 very often. They were second in the country in scoring defense, averaging giving up about 53 points a game. They also were turning the ball over 8 times a game. They had 18 tonight. 18. David Jones, the former DePaul, former St. John's. It's hard to keep track of all those Memphis players because they're all in their third school at Memphis. He has been an All-American type player. He had 26 tonight. He's averaging 24 in 6 over the last 5 games. I was skeptical a little bit on Penny a year ago. As recently as a year ago, I came out and said, listen, is he the right guy for this job long term? I know the city loves him, but is getting into the NCAA tournament enough for Memphis? Well, he's got a team right now that I think has a chance to go deep in the NCAA tournament because they are old, they're experienced. They've got Javon Quinterly, who's been around for a while. They've got a star on the wing, and David Jones. And oh, by the way, they got a reinforcement coming. They got another dude coming in Naquan Tomlin, transferred from Kansas State. He was a key piece of that team that was in the Elite Eight last year. He just joined the team. He can practice, but he's not cleared yet until they get all his papers from graduating. He didn't play this past semester at Kansas State because he was suspended. All right, so tell me, Jim, what your thoughts were with Penny Hardaway being hired, and if you had all thought that maybe, it wasn't going to work out with him.
I thought it was a great hire. I thought right away he got players. He's a proven recruiter. And I think they struggled, with young guys and trying to put the team together with so many different young guys over the last couple of years. And this year, these guys are playing physical, tough defense right from the gun, and they're winning games with it. They don't really, they can score, but they don't really depend on scoring. They can stop people. And I think that they haven't been able to do that at Memphis since Penny's been there. But you watch them this year, they can beat anybody. They can play with anybody, and they're so physical. They can take you right out of the stuff you do. Clemson's really good, and they had a good chance to win the game. But at the end, Memphis just imposed their defense on them. And they just made it hard for Clemson to score, and they did the same thing with Virginia. And to go to Texas A&M and win, that's a very difficult place to go to win. So this is a for real team, and he's doing a great job with this team. In my mind, no question about that.
Jerel, what did you think of tonight's performance from Memphis? Because, again, it was close early, and then they just pulled away and blasted a Virginia team that I'm not sure how talented they are, but they're a little bit younger, certainly than Memphis. Most teams are younger than Memphis. So what did you think of kind of this game overall?
Yeah, it was one of those games, and it was an impressive win by Memphis, just them leading pretty much start to finish, and obviously they were there getting on the door consistently throughout the second half. They kept getting the lead to around 13 points, 12 points, 10 points, and they were just kind of letting Virginia hang around for a minute. They finally got that big run. I think they went on like a 13-0 run with almost about 9 minutes left in the game. And that just gave them the separation. But it was really impressive, kind of just like what Coach Boeheim said. They're able to get stops on the defensive end. They're not going to necessarily blow teams away with their offense. They don't shoot the ball great from outside consistently on a night in, night out basis. They got a really good player in Davy Jones, and probably going to be an All-American just the way he's been performing this year. But outside of that, it's a lot of question marks just as far as offensive production, but they're relying on their defense and their principles and just how hard they play, and they're able to work together to get big wins. And they just wore Virginia down tonight. They were getting stop after stop. They did a really good job of pushing in transition and, not letting another good defensive team in Virginia just get their defense set consistently. But, man, it's just been an impressive string of wins here for Penny and the Memphis Tigers, man. So I'm excited to see where they take it from here.
Yeah, me too. I really do think they have a chance to do some damage. Again, because of the point guard play, a great wing, and then Tomlin coming in is going to help. And I think he's still getting over an ankle injury, so I don't know how quickly he's going to be able to come back. It may take a little bit here, even if he does come back, to get back to what he was, because he hasn't played in a while. But you look at Memphis too, and sometimes one game can kind of change your season one way or the other. And they had lost to Villanova. They had lost at Ole Miss in a very, very tight game. And then they go to VCU, and they're on the ropes against VCU in regulation. In fact, they could have lost that game if one of VCU's players hits a layup. I think it was a layup or a free throw at the end of the game. And they end up winning in overtime. And then after that, again, these 3 wins. And you wonder, like, the psyche of these kids – how it could have changed if you lose that game at VCU, Jim, and that's losing 3 straight games. You know how fragile this thing is.
You never know. You can't really tell with teams, and but the way Memphis is playing, these are not surprising wins to me. I thought even the Clemson game, even though it was very close, I thought they really had control of the game. Hall was a little bit of a problem, as he will be for everybody in the low post. But once they kind of kept it out of his hands, they looked like the better team. And obviously tonight they look like the better team. And I just think they're going to get better. I just think they play so hard, and they've got a couple guys that can score, but they defend you. They really defend you, and they get the ball on the backboards, and they're capable of pushing it down the court. They're really good basketball team. And I think as the year unfolds, we're going to see some teams step up. You're going to see some teams step up, and you're going to see some other teams that are not 10-1 or 11-1 right now, non-conference, and they're going to get their butts beat when they get in the conference play. It happens every year.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.